Okay. That was just me waiting for the stream to catch up with real time, and it has, so I started talking. Welcome to Duality Part 3. I'm just going to talk a little bit up here. I'll get back on the mat and present some yoga practice. I just woke up and started my day and was just having a bad time. I was hanging with my kids at the house, and it was a rough morning inside my head, inside my mind and body, and it kind of continued through the day. And then fortunately before this I had a chance to go for a walk, which I know is always something that helps me to regulate as well as yoga does. But so I was thinking about these things on my walk, and kind of thinking about the structure that I present in yoga, the idea of like the influence of the mind on the body, the influence of the body on the mind, and then how there's emotions happening within that interchange. And so just thinking of my own experience, and realizing that there were all, in my experience of feeling bad, there was a physical component, an emotional component, and then there was like extrapolation of what that meant to feel that way. So my point being just that through yoga, can we start to know ourselves in a new way where we might begin to understand more fully the influence of these different parts of our being on one another. And then perhaps with that knowledge and that self-knowledge and clarity, is there an opportunity to have more acceptance around those moments? I think that's what I'm seeking, is a more of a holistic experience of what it is to be in those moments and why those moments are important. Because duality, right? It's all part of the experience. Sometimes when I'm feeling good, I really just expect to feel good all the time. And then when I feel bad, I'm covetous of those times when I did feel good. And so anyway, let's get on our mats. and maybe feel a little bit good, a little bit bad. Maybe you feel really good and really bad all at the same time. So be open to this journey. So this will be this will offer a range of experience in today's practice, because we will end up doing some pretty long holds of difficult postures, and then we'll counter that with some flowier sequences than I usually present. So there's going to be a little more vinyasa today than I usually offer. So we will start in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Cross your legs at the ankles, perhaps sitting up on some padding. And once you have found your preferred seat, close your eyes. Find a place to place your hands. Invite yourself here. So physically, you have brought the body onto the mat. You might take an additional moment or some extra encouragement for the mind to arrive in the body. Become aware of all the places where your body is touching the surfaces beneath you. Then consider that there is an energetic connection between yourself and those surfaces. The force of your body moving downward and the force of the earth pushing up on your body. Feel an energetic exchange as you push energy downward and the earth pushes back up into you. And then feel that upward force. Lengthen up the spine. So start to grow tall up from the earth. You might aid this movement by shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears, actively lifting into the armpits to lengthen the sides of the body. And then keeping the sides of the body long, the armpits lifted. Loop the shoulder blades together behind the heart space so that there's a contraction of the upper back muscles with the intention of lifting and opening the heart space. Now, as the shoulder blades draw together, allow the shoulder blades to slide down the back side of the chest as you release the weight of the arms towards the earth. This attention to the chest and upper back may have caused your head to tilt back. If so, draw the chin down parallel to the floor. As you lengthen along the back of your neck and lift through the back of the skull. Ease the sides of the neck back so the head aligns over the heart. Gently tone the upper abdomen by drawing the right and left front lower ribs into a central point, and then easing that point subtly towards the back body to lengthen through the lower spine, and now aligning the heart over the center of the pelvis. Just as we tuned into the energetic connection, the energetic exchange between the body and the earth, consider the skin and the air all around you. The intermingling of the cells of the body, the cells of the skin, with the molecules of the air all around you. And you can experience that exchange by noticing the temperature of the air in the room in contrast to the temperature of your skin. And now begin to tune into the energetic exchange of breath that is happening with each breath. Inhale, the air from around you drawing into the body, filling the lungs. As you exhale, that air now changed, pushing out of the lungs back into the world around you. Begin the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama by drawing in a gentle contraction at the back of the throat. So in yoga, we refer to this focus on breath as pranayama. And this is this title is an emphasis on the idea of energetic movement throughout the body with the breath. So I know that when I first began practicing yoga, and I would hear cues like breathe into your right hip, I didn't understand what that cueing meant. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm breathing into my lungs, is what I thought. And, that's true. But as I developed this language in my body of sending breath to different parts of the body, I did start to connect with that concept of moving the vital energy that is accompanied with the breath into different parts of the body. So that the breath was not confined just to the experience of the lungs contracting and expanding, but I did begin to feel the impact of the breath throughout the body, and certainly throughout the different postures of the yoga practice. So consider this concept of breathing throughout the entire body as you explore the Ujjayi Pranayama. And also consider that you might do some, I'm going to call it troubleshooting. So any regions of the body where your attention is being drawn out of discomfort or soreness, might you attempt to move vital energy specifically to those regions? Again, with this concept of perhaps moving the breath into the right hip, moving the breath into the left shin. Follow 3 more rounds of breath. Once you have completed those final 3 rounds of Ujjayi Pranayama, please bring your palms together in front of your heart. Okay, we are going to chant Om 3 times. So if you've been with me in recent weeks, I've been emphasizing this concept of the 3-syllable sound of Om. So you might spell it out A-U-M as opposed to O-M. And I've been emphasizing the vibratory experience of this sound within the body. So a sound that moves or creates vibration in the pelvic region, and then moves up through the solar plexus, up into the chest and the back of it. It culminates in the back of the throat. So as I've been chanting, and as I've been encouraging you to chant with this focus turned inward, and I recognize that it does change the experience, and it changes the sound of the Om. So today I want to present the invitation to do Om 3 ways. So the first way is to turn the attention inward. Try to get that rising resonant sound up through the central channel. And then the second way, can you do the 3 syllables and think more about the projection of the sound, which is typically how I've thought about Om more often in the past, is a projection of sound. And the third way, is it possible to create the sound and focus on the projection, the internal resonant experience and the projection all at once. So just an experiment here. Exhale, empty the lungs, and we'll inhale for the first of our 3 Oms. Bow your head to your heart, release your palms to your thighs, then slowly lift your head as you open your eyes. I found that to be interesting. I hope you did too. Uncross and recross your legs. We'll do a little twist here. Take your left hand behind, right hand crosses to the left thigh. Inhale, growing tall, and then exhale, begin to revolve. Again, revolving around the central channel of the spine, so keeping the head generally over the heart space generally over the center of the pelvis. So we're not leaning back into the left hand, but continuing to extend the crown of the head upward, creating more length in the spine with which to revolve around. Left shoulder hugs gently onto the back of the chest. Collarbones remain broad. Legs and hips rooted, and eventually gaze might turn back, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. Noticing any hardness in the face. By softening the face, can you soften into the experience? Breathe the pose. With an inhale, let's return through center. Right hand behind, left hand crosses to the right thigh. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, revolve. Floor to ceiling, left to right, floor to ceiling, left to right, inside to outside. Right shoulder hugs to the back of the chest, collarbones remain broad. Again, not leaning into the right hand, just using the right hand to prop the chest up. Look over the right shoulder. Notice tension or hardness in the face, even an expression of resentment. That's an emotion I'm tackling with today. And then by viewing that, experiencing that in the face, by changing the face, by changing the expression, can we start to change the experience? Inhale back through center, counter twist, and then we'll come forward into a tabletop position and begin our cat and cow stretches. Inhale, belly and chest down, tailbone and gaze lift. And then exhale to round the spine.
Chin to chest, tailbone towards the floor, belly button towards the ceiling. Push the earth away, dome the upper back, cat.
And continue through these two shapes with the pace of the breath. Exploring and expanding the range of motion of the spine. Checking in. So you've probably done this before, maybe a couple times, maybe 1,000 times.
Notice that today is a new day. Your body's a new place to explore.
What are you feeling? Where are you feeling? How are you feeling? Where does it start? Where does it end?
And what are you going to do about it?
Okay, come to a neutral spine. Right hand below the face. Take the left hand to the back of the skull, cupping the skull with the left hand. Inhale, open the chest to the left wall. Look up, point the elbow skyward. And exhale, bring the elbow towards the wrist or forearm. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in 2, 3 more of these. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in and plant the left hand below the face. Bring the right hand to the back of the skull. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl in 2. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl in 3. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl in 4. Last one. Inhale, open right. And exhale, curl in. Okay, we're going to transition to a kneeling position at the center of the mat, facing forward, or I don't know where you're facing. Take the hips over the knees and then extend the left leg out. I'm gonna instruct that you sickle the outside of the foot to the floor today. This can also be done with the toes pointed skyward, but as we're going to be transitioning into a long sequence of standing poses with the leg in the same position, I'm gonna have us prep that position now. So sickle the outside of the left foot to the floor, tone the muscles up the left leg. So engage Janu Bandha, knee in and up. Hips and chest squared forward, right arm extends along the right ear. Ground through the knee, reach through the fingertips, lengthen the right side body, inhale, and exhale, lean the upper body to the left. This is gate pose. Left ribs come slightly forward, and then gaze might even go up beyond the right tricep muscles, creating this crescent shape or lateral bend along the right side body. So breathe along the right side, between the ribs certainly, but also into the shoulder and the outer hip. Move vital energy with the breath throughout the body, especially those areas of the posture most affected. Inhale, come back to center. And left knee in, right leg out, sickle the outside of the foot, tone the muscles up the leg, left arm by the left ear. Reach up out of the left waistline, and inhale, exhale, lean right. Right hand slides down the right leg, right side of the chest forward, left side of the ribs back. Perhaps look up beyond the left tricep muscles towards the ceiling. Again, notice tension or hardness, whatever expression might be there in the face for you to discover. If it's something that is tuning you into something about that you're not enjoying this pose, or you are resisting this experience, can you soften the face and soften into the moment? Inhale back to center, and we will come to standing. As I said, So some long-held standing poses. We'll get right to them before we get too tired. So if you have blocks, I encourage you to place them at either side of your mat. If you do not have blocks, I'll offer modifications that don't require blocks. Step to the center of your mat, feet together, hands together in front of your heart. And as you exhale, hop or step your feet wide apart. So I adjusted my feet, I jumped them and then they weren't far enough. So this is a pretty wide stance. Generally you want your ankles below your wrist, which is a hard thing to decide if you have that from the vantage point of your own face. So if you have a monitor like me that you're looking into, or a mirror that you can look into, it might be helpful just to determine how wide the feet feel when they're below the wrists. Okay, once you've established your stance, consider that this is a pose 2. So again, the theme of today is duality. So the duality of this pose that I am going to present is this duality of extension and contraction, which is present in a lot of the posture practice. So consider somebody holding onto your wrist, holding onto your ankles, and extending your arms and legs out in both directions, or all directions. And then resist that by toning the muscles, drawing the kneecaps in and up, squeezing the feet in towards one another, hugging the shoulder blades onto the back of the chest. So feel the power and expansion of this pose. And then turn the left toes out. I'm not going to mirror you. Listen to the directional cues. Look down at your left knee and begin to bend the left knee in the direction of your left toes, sinking your hips down, keeping your hips and chest squared forward-ish. So reach out through the arms as though somebody's pulling at your wrist, and then pull the shoulder blades onto the back of the chest. Deep bend in the front knee. Straighten and strengthen the back leg. So the back leg acting as an anchor as we shift into this strong warrior 2 pose. So ground through the outer edge of the right foot, draw Jani Bandha in and up with the right kneecap, press the right thigh bone gently back as you extend through the inseam of the left thigh. So that you can tell if you're extending through the inseam of the left thigh. If you can't see your left big toe, then extend through the inseam of the thigh even more. So this widens back so you can see that big toe. Look out beyond the left fingertips. This is warrior 2. So there is a courage, there is a strength to this pose, but you might also notice that this is a really hard pose. It's not easy to be strong and courageous. It takes a lot of work. It might make you feel weak to do this pose. It takes a little feeling weak to get stronger, is my experience of this week. Keep breathing. Stand in your strength, stand in your vulnerability for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten that leg. Give the arms a break. Take the block to the outside of the left shin. So if you have a block. Sweep the arms back up to the height of the shoulders. And then as you exhale next, bring the left hand straight down to the block. So for the instruction of alignment today, we're not reaching. We're just coming straight down with the hand. I'm not saying reaching is bad. It's just not what we're doing today. So if you do not have the block, you can grab the shin, and you can attempt even to grab up on the shin. Okay, open the chest, stack the shoulders, tone the muscles of the left leg by grounding through the left big toe ball mount, pulling up through the left kneecap, pulling back through the left hip as you revolve the left ribs forward, right ribs back. Again, anchor with the back leg. Right outer foot sickles towards the floor. Kneecap lifts, thigh bone pushes back. Eventually you might experiment with taking the gaze up. So as I've mentioned throughout the week, I've had a little kink in my neck. So for me, every time I take my head up, it's pretty distracting for the neck. If you have that experience today or ever in this pose, you have the option to focus on that. Maybe this is a place where you can focus on creating more length in the neck. breathing into that, breathing into and through that discomfort. If that's distracting you in a way that you don't want, then turn the gaze forward or turn the gaze down. So it's just things like that where you have choice in your practice. And then you might do it a different way a different day. So determine if this is the height you like for your block. If you need more support, bring the block to a higher point. If you need less, you can even bring the fingertips to the floor. So again, just have the experience of triangle pose. Another pose where the duality is expansion and contraction. Legs toning as they expand. Chest opening as the arms strengthen. Pull up with the right arm. And again, move the block so that it is now at the outside of the left ankle. Again, if you don't have the block, don't move it. There's less to do if you don't have the block. Okay, let's start with the hands on the hips. Square the hips and chest forward again, keeping the left toes pointed out to the left, and then bend the hips again into that warrior two position with the legs, keeping the right foot as the anchor. Hips and chest squared forward. Sweep the arms up once again, and then exhale, bring the left hand to the block at the outside of the ankle, or bring the left forearm to the left thigh. If the forearm is on the thigh, one thing I notice when I practice that way is I let the upper body just lean onto the weight of that arm. Push down through the arm, lift through the left side of the rib cage. Right arm to the sky, stack the shoulders, revolve the left ribs forward as you revolve the right ribs towards the wall behind you. Try to widen the left leg into the left arm. Take the right arm parallel to the floor, turn the outer edge of the right hand down towards the floor, and then sweep the right arm over the right ear. Attempt to look up beyond the right tricep muscles towards the ceiling. Ground through the outer edge of the right foot, reach through the right fingertips, expand along the right side. Extended side angle pose. Breathe your pose. And then right arm to the ceiling, pull on back up. And let's take a break between the first and second side. Turn all 10 toes forward, hands together in front of the heart. Exhale and hop or step your feet together. Get a little loose after that rigidity, do a little dancing thing. I call that dancing that I just did. Do your own little dance and it won't be recorded. Okay, feet together, hands together in front of the heart. Turn up the outer edges of your mouth because, yes, we are having fun. Exhale, hop or step your feet apart. Take that wide stance. Reach out through the arms as though somebody's pulling your arms apart. Reach out through the feet as though somebody's pulling your ankles apart. And then tone it in. Turn the right toes out. Look at the right knee. Bend the right knee in the direction of the right toes. Warrior two. Sink the hips down. Square the hip, chest forward. Extend through the right inner thigh. If you're noticing all the momentum of the pose moving that way, draw back through the left arm. Draw back into the right heel. Draw back into the outer edge of the left foot. Tone the left leg. Take the gaze out beyond the right fingertips. Again, consider the name of this pose, Warrior Two pose. What is a warrior? Courageous, brave, strong, but also vulnerable. Putting a lot of effort into a short burst of action. Notice the face. Can you soften the pose through the face? Five, four, three, two, one. Straighten the right leg. Take the block to the outside of the right shin. Sweep the arms up, square the chest, exhale, right hand to the block or the floor at the outside of the right shin, or the hand can grip the shin and pull up. Right ribs forward, left ribs back. Again, the duality of expansion and contraction. Expand from the heart out through the arms, expand from the pelvis down through the legs, and then tone the legs. Lift into the kneecaps. Draw the right hip crease back. Revolve the left outer hip towards the wall that your back is facing. Consider the option of turning the gaze up. Extend through the crown of the head. Keep the back of the neck long. How does that feel? Is it distracting? Do you want to be distracted by that? Is that where you want to put your attention in the shape? If not, maybe move the head. Again, this idea that it's your practice. There's the opportunity to get to know your body a little better and, hopefully establish a good relationship. It's a lifelong relationship, so work on it, All relationships require some work. Am I right? Am I right, people? You gotta work on those relationships. Breathe your triangle. Draw up with the left arm and set the block at the outside of the right ankle. Hands to the hips once again. Give those arms a little break. Bend the right knee in the direction of the toes. Sink the hips down, warrior two. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, right hand to the block or shin to thigh. If shin to thigh, make sure to not drop the right side of the rib cage down, but lift into the right armpit. Sweep the left arm up. Anchor the left leg. Bend the right knee deeply. Widen the right knee into the right arm. Take the left arm parallel to the floor, outer edge of the pinky finger towards the floor, sweep the arm over the ear, and then look up. Lengthen that left side body. Breathe. Movement of energy with the breath throughout the body, throughout the pose. What are you listening to? What's calling for your attention? How do you attend? Left arm to the ceiling, pull up. Turn the right toes forward, hands together in front of the heart. Turn up the outer edges of your mouth because we are done with that. Upper step the feet back together, arms down to your sides. And then do your little freestyle. Shake it out, get loose. And we'll take a wide-legged forward fold. So, if you have done this with me before, we haven't been doing this in the last few weeks, so let's see how it feels after a break. Take your feet wide apart. Have props on the floor in front of you in the form of blankets or blocks. Line up your heels with the back edge of your mat. Take your feet wide apart. Turn your toes in just slightly. Tone up the legs. Hands to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Look to the ceiling. Lengthen along the front of the torso. Exhale and hinge at the hips. Plant the wrists below the shoulders. Draw back with the heels of the hands. Reach forward with the heart and chin. And then exhale, fold all the way in. Walking the hands back. Keeping the wrists and elbows shoulder width distance apart as you cascade the length of the spine forward. So, attempt to bring your head to ground, whether that be the ground, a block, a blanket, a tower of props. Make that connection between your head and a solid mass so that you can feel that exchange of energy, that duality of pushing down, extending out through the crown of the head, pushing, imprinting into that article of mass, and then that mass pushing back up into you. And by establishing that connection, might that start to open up the possibilities in your body. Over time here, just in the course of breathing in this pose for upwards of a minute, 2 minutes, might the head get closer to the ground as the back body gives, back body expands. Or over the course of time, this can happen too, the course of continued practice.
Be in communication with the back body in this shape. Where are you feeling? What are you feeling? And then how do you communicate with that? So your mind is telling your body, move this way. Your body's doing the things. And then your body has some response. Then there's like the physical experience of the shape. And then you hear that. And then what do you do with that information? Do you adjust? Do you breathe? Do you get mad? And I'm just laughing at this children's book series that my instruction is reminding me of. If anybody's ever read How Do Dinosaurs ellipses, How Do Dinosaurs Learn to Read, or How Do Dinosaurs Do Yoga? That will be next week's theme. How do dinosaurs do yoga? Okay, I hope you have enjoyed talking to your back body, because we're going to come back up. Hands below the shoulders, hands to the hips, elbows to the ceiling, draw back through the sides of the waistline, come back on up, and heel toe your feet back together. Okay, let's do some hula hooping. Strap on your hula hoop and spin it out in one direction. Soft knees, soft ankles. Stop your hula hoop, spin it out in the other direction. I think I just like watching myself pantomime hula hoop, because I'm like, I've got some skills in pantomime and hula hoop if that ever comes into, I ever need to do that for some reason beyond this yoga class. Okay, wash away. Next thing, come to the top of your mat. As promised, we are going to do a little vinyasa today in the form of a few sun salutations. So let's start at the tops of our mats, standing in Tadasana. So find your mountain, become your mountain, grow tall, grow broad. Again, with this strength, this stability, there's also the dual vulnerability, the heart being open and exposed. Looking with an open face into the future. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch, you might look up. Exhale, bend your knees as you fold the upper body forward. Fingertips can come to the floor or to a block. Another inhale to lift halfway, fingertips to the shins, shoulder blades on the back. And as you exhale, fold in, plant the hands, send the legs back, plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, curl up, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, press your way back into downward facing dog, and we will take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last inhale in this shape. Exhale completely. Inhale, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Look to the top of your mat and exhale, lunge your left foot forward between your hands, tent your fingertips. Inhale in the lunge. And exhale, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, fingertips lightly on the shins. Exhale and fold in. Inhale to rise, reach up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, flow forward. Inhale, lift halfway, and as you exhale, fold, send the left leg back once again into a lunge. Inhale. Exhale, right leg back, plank position. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, circle up into your back bend, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, press the hips up and back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Biggest breath out. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, lunge the right foot between the hands. Inhale in the lunge. Exhale, step the left foot forward, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up, sweep up, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold right leg back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog, and either stay in down dog or follow me through some push-ups. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, 1. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, back, 2. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, back, 3. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, forward once again and lower your knees to the earth. Tilt your tailbone towards the ceiling. Reach your chin and chest forward. Exhale, lower your chin and chest to the floor. Keeping your elbows in tight towards your side ribs. And then slide forward onto your belly. Arms at your sides. Lengthen the legs back by lifting the legs one at a time, pointing back through the toes. Find your breath. And we will do 2 bow poses here. Dhanurasana. Yeah, Dhanurasana, bow pose. Okay. Bend your left knee. Reach for the outside of the left ankle. Bend the right knee, reach for the outside of the right ankle. If you cannot grab your right ankle, just stick with the left ankle for this first one. If you have both ankles, tone the ankles and knees to be hip width distance apart. Begin to kick your ankle or ankles into your hands or hand. Lift the thighs, kick and lift, kick and lift. Let the shoulders at once be drawn back, pulled back, and use the strength of the upper back muscles to hug the shoulder blades onto the back of the chest. Feel the prana. Feel the movement of energy throughout your body. Maybe the breath rocks you forward and back a little. Sides the neck back, crown of the head lifts. Push your feet prints towards the ceiling. And then slowly lower. Right cheek to the floor. Head to the arm bones forward. Arms heavy at your sides. Big toes touch. Heels widen apart. Head heavy, neck soft. Arms heavy, upper back broad. Arrive with the breath. Opportunity to once again connect with the weight of the body, pushing downward, energetic movement downward, the earth pushing into you, energetic movement upward, release into the support of the earth below. Notice the experience of this moment. Where are you feeling? What are you feeling? How are you feeling? And then how do you react? How do you react to that experience? What do you think? What do you say to what do you say to yourself? Okay, chin back to the floor. Bend the right knee. Reach up for the right outer ankle with the right hand. Bend the left knee. If you can reach the left ankle, grab that one too. Tone the knees and legs in. Shoulder blades on the back. And once again, kick and lift. Let the arms be pulled back and then hug the back. Active and passive, all in the same pose. Lower down, left cheek to the floor, arms at your sides, big toes touch, heels wide apart, head heavy, arms heavy, neck soft, upper back broad, soft gaze or eyes closed. Invitation to arrive. And what say you? 5 more push-ups? Let's do it. Chin on the floor, tuck the toes, engage the legs so that the kneecaps lift. Plant the wrist by the ribs, exhale, push up, and back, downward facing dog. That was a bonus push-up. Inhale, forward to plank, exhale, lower down, possibly coming to your knees. Inhale, push up, exhale, push back, down dog or child's pose on the knees. Inhale, forward, exhale, lower. Inhale, press, exhale, back 2. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press, exhale back 3. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press, exhale back 4. Last one. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press and exhale hips, push back and walk the feet forward to the top of your mat. And come on down to lie on your back. Whew. Okay, we did some back bends. Let's do a little core work and then we'll just ease on down. Arms out to the side. Reach your feet up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet open to the sky. Squeeze the legs in. And then tuck your tailbone up off of the floor. So toning the abdomen to lift the lower back off the earth. Keep that. Interlace your fingers behind the back of your head. Point your elbows towards the ceiling. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up away from the floor so that less of your back body is on the floor. And as you exhale next, lower your right leg down and revolve the upper body to the left. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale back through center and scoop the tailbone. Exhale, left leg down. Upper body leans right. Inhale, center and scoop. Exhale, right leg down. Inhale, center, scoop. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, center, scoop. Exhale, right leg. Inhale, center, scoop. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, center, scoop. We're gonna hold on this round. Exhale, right leg. Curl the upper body, push through the feet. Soften the edges of the mouth. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through center, scoop. And left leg down, lean to the right, curl the upper back away from the floor, push out through the feet, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to center. Squeeze the legs, tuck the tailbone, reach to the ceiling, try to reach beyond the toes, reach beyond the feet, less of the back body on the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down. One more thing. Heels in towards the hips, arms at the sides. Push the feet down, lift the hips up. Little baby bridge, if you like, if you want more from this bridge. If you have some raging waters that need to be traversed, then interlace your fingers. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your chest. Chin to chest. Push the feet down, lift the hips high, open up the front of the body. Slowly lower the hips down. Untuck the shoulders, arms out to either side of the mat. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Exhale, let the knees fall from side to side. Inhale, center, exhale. Knees could fall left or right, whatever way you've chosen to go first. Just starting to slow down the movement. Relinquish effort.
So when I say relinquish effort, to me it's like another thing. When I started practicing yoga, and probably my first at least 7 years of practicing yoga is like, I want to push myself hard and do everything so it's really hard up to the very last second, and then I don't want to do savasana. So I think that's probably a relatable experience for some people. You know, I feel like maybe only after going through pregnancy, doing yoga during pregnancy, did I ever start to like let off of those tendencies. Okay, enough about me. Bring your feet together, draw your knees in and up towards your chest, and then widen your knees out to the width of your armpits, setting up for happy baby. Take hold of the outer edges of your feet, angle your shins perpendicular to the floor, and then rock side to side. Okay, a little different today. Attempt to keep hold of your feet and then push out through the feet. You know, maybe straighten the legs a little bit. Ooh. And then bring the inner feet together, bend the knees out to either side of the room. Reclined bound ankle or a resting butterfly. Extend through the inner thighs, contract through the outer hips, lengthen the back body along the floor, keeping the back of the head grounded. The hands are, you know, the way that I described the arms being pulled back in bow pose, now the arms are being pulled forward, shoulders rounding forward. So kind of countering that movement from earlier in the upper body. And now, give yourself a big hug. Make it a real one. Hug the knees into the chest. Can you say it? I love you. Without laughing. Okay. I love you. Give yourself a hug. You did a great job. You stuck with the practice. Chin to chest. Forehead towards or to the knees. Squeeze in. Tight, 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 tight. Curl your tailbone. You're just love yourself so much you want to squeeze in and then let it go. Okay, we are ready for savasana. So what form is your savasana going to take today? We did not make time for a inversion today, so maybe you take an inversion here in the form of legs up the wall, as I often like to do lately. Also, you can just lie on your back or take a goddess pose, supported or not. You know, put some energy, put some attention around this pose. So as I was just saying, I did my practice for a long time with not much regard for this posture. When I've always been told that this is one of the most essential, this is maybe the most essential pose to the asana practice. So give it some reverence here by making your body feel supported. So whether that be with props or with a blanket, a blankie, a pair of socks, a sweater, an eye pillow, make it happen. So just as we began the practice, we will invite ourselves into this shape. Invite yourself into this shape, this time, this space. And then we will, at attempt to relinquish tension in the body. So look for any residual effort, and this effort might be, most likely it's unconscious. So those places where there is gripping, flexing, grimacing, grimacing in the face or in the body. So scan from the toes, up the feet, ankles, shins and calves, knees and thighs. As you move the awareness through the lower body, send a message of release, letting go. Time for rest. Scan the fingers, palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders and chest. Same message. Release, let go, rest. Through the middle body, from pelvic floor, up through the pelvis, lower back, lower middle, upper abdomen, internal organs settle towards the earth. Tension releases in and around the rib cage. Scan the throat, the neck, the back of the skull, the temples, the forehead, the eyes and ears, cheeks and jaw, nose and mouth. Again, consider the data of the face, how expression, subconscious expression might give you a window into your experience of this moment. And by consciously changing the face, neutralizing expression, is that helpful for creating a softness throughout the body? This is a wakeful rest, so that we are not actively inhabiting the physical being, but experiencing the prana, the energy body. Sometimes I think of this practice as like pulling off the highway and taking some time to look out at the scenic overview, or the scenic viewpoint, scenic vista. Don't miss this opportunity for being. As you're ready, you might begin to notice your breath once again. And noticing the breath, you're likely to start to deepen it. That's all right. Start to move fingers and toes, reanimating the extremities of the physical being. And then just doing whatever movements you like to do that feel natural for coming out of this restive state. Eventually bend the knees. Roll onto your left side, supporting the left side of the head on the left arm. Moving from our practice of corpse pose into a fetal position. Eventually push your way back up to a seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, and we will chant Om one single time. So you might again consider with this Om the experience of the inner vibration as well as this projection of the sound into the world. Exhale. And inhale for Om. Thank you for being present with the live stream or the recorded class. Whenever you have been able to join me for this practice. Thank you for your presence and dedication to the practice. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in you. Namaste. So, man, I just wanted to stay in that Savasana because it started raining just as I got into it. I wonder if that was the case for you, my live stream viewer. Yeah, please reach out if you are so inclined. I will be doing a live class, outdoor class this weekend if you are in Athens. And you are interested in that, it's going to be Sunday morning at 8:45. If you are interested and are able to attend, please get in touch with me and I can send you the address for that. It's in Watkinsville. So yeah, please let me know. That's this Sunday, 8:45 a.m. And it will be about, between 60 minutes and 75-minute practice. And I'll wear a mask the whole time. Okay, so if you want to do that, get in touch with me through, channels like my phone number, or if you do not have my phone number or email address, you can email me at athenspublic@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to make a donation to this podcast and live stream programming, that there is a donation button on my website, which is easily found if you search Brownstone Yoga. There's a donation button at the top, and donations for this class go to Revolution Therapy and Yoga, which is formerly Rubber Soul Yoga Studio. It's been rebranded, renamed, reimagined. So proceeds will go there, and also to Fair Fight. It's a Stacey Abrams, trying to make voting more accessible for more people. I'm not sure if it's just in the state of Georgia or across the country. But anyway, for August, I'll be giving part of the proceeds from this class to that organization. So please donate if you care to. I will be here next week, Monday morning at 10 a.m., Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., Wednesday evening at 5:30 p.m., all Eastern time. And I'm not sure for September. So I'll try to keep you updated, but for next week, things will remain the same. There may be a schedule change in September with my older daughter starting online school, so I might not be able to do classes on the weekday mornings anymore. But I will keep you posted. Let me know if you have, if this class works for you. This one I'll probably continue to do the 5:30 Wednesday, but I'll switch the other two. Okay, that's all I have to say. Mwah. See you next week, I hope.